The beast in the chamber. The first time Foreman Jessa Myles saw the creature, she thought it was a statue. The excavation team had cracked open the ancient star vault beneath Sector 9 Kelta, an old Dominion ruin, sealed before the last ice age on Virex Moon 4. Everyone expected crumbled archives or rotted tech. No one expected a living fossil, a dragon, alien armored, enormous, curled into a chamber large as a freighter bay, half buried under stasis foam, and reeking of something between rust, death, and ozone, not breathing, not moving, but very much alive. Should we call Central? One worker asked, voice hushed with awe. Jessa tilted her hard hat back. You want to wait 4 weeks for some bureaucrat to tell us of the biohazard? Or we can make history right now. She stepped closer, brushing frost off a curved scale the size of a hover sled. Underneath the grime was obsidian-black armor, dull and flaking. Then the creature exhaled, a puff of heat and dust. Everyone screamed, except Jessa. She stepped forward. Welcome back, old-timer, she said. You stink. 2, the washing begins. They named it Kareth after one of the old Dominion war gods. For 3 days it stayed coiled, barely moving, eyes glowing faintly as it recovered from its 2,000-year slumber. No one dared approach, except Jessa. She wasn't scared of dragons. She was a foreman on a frontier moon, which meant she cleaned toxic sludge out of mech vents and once kicked a plasma right off a moving lift. So when the thing groaned and stirred, its skin thick with millennia of dust, dried fluid, and fossilized armor wax, she rolled up her sleeves and muttered, All right, big guy, let's get you cleaned up. Her team thought she was joking. She wasn't. With industrial scrubbers, thermal wash drones, high-pressure foam sprayers, and a determined glint in her eye, Jessa got to work. The first pass blasted off a layer of grime, so thick it darkened the floodlights. The second revealed inscriptions, ancient Dominion markings etched into the armor. The third pass made Kareth purr, or something like it, a low, seismic rumble that shook the scaffolding. 3, connection in the steam. Kareth began to move, just slightly, stretching one wing, tilting his head when she scrubbed behind a horn, snorting steam when she got soap in his eye. He never spoke in words. But when Jessa placed a hand on his snout, his mind touched hers, telepathic and enormous, like an ocean brushing against a drop of rain. I was forgotten. I was meant to die. Why do you clean me? Jessa blinked. Because no one deserves to rot in their own stink for 2,000 years. A pause. Then I am grateful for memories from Ash. Each day brought more. Jessa discovered Kareth's wounds, scars from battles long erased from history. She cleaned his cracked flight panels, mended joints that had fused with time, and even trimmed down overgrown claws with an industrial diamond cutter. And as she worked, Kareth remembered not just names and wars, but colors, sounds. A world he once flew above, long turned to dust. He showed her flashes through their mind link, towering spires of crystal, skies filled with burning ships, and at the center of it all, a dragon like him, flying into fire. I was a weapon, he said once, but I chose peace. That's why they entombed me. Jessa rested a hand on his muzzle. Then you're in good company. 5, unwanted attention. News of Kareth's reawakening didn't stay secret for long. By week 2, Central sent probes. By week 3, mercenary signals pinged the moon's orbit. Kareth felt them first. They come to cage me again. No one's caging you, Jessa said firmly. Not while I'm in charge. She rerouted excavation power to shielding grids. She armed the drones. She even built a reinforced blast gate using scrap from the abandoned mining rigs. The dragon watched her with glowing eyes. You protect me. Why? Jessa looked up, sweat on her brow, grease on her shirt. Because you're not just some artifact. You're someone. 6 fire and steel. The mercenaries came at night. 3 dropships, no markings, heavy firepower. They didn't even try to negotiate. Jessa stood in front of the vault entrance, holding a plasma torch in one hand and a jury-rigged ion blaster in the other. Behind her, Kareth unfurled his wings for the first time in 2 millennia. The sky screamed. Flames erupted as he launched forward. Sleek now, restored, glorious. Armor gleaming from her care. Claws sharp from her tools. He moved like a comet, and the mercenaries barely had time to scream before the storm consumed them. Not one shot hit Jessa. When the fires died, Kareth landed gently beside her. Thank you. 7, a new purpose. In the days that followed, Jessa rebuilt the dig site, this time with dragon-sized accommodations. Kareth didn't leave. Not yet. He liked sunning himself on the ridge. He liked watching the workers. He especially liked it when Jessa brought out the scrub brush and muttered, "You've got ash in your joints again." And sometimes when he dreamed, she saw memories. Only now she was in them, standing beside him, a human and a forgotten beast, not as master and servant, but as friends. 8, final cleanse. One morning, Kareth bent low as she washed his plaited throat. "You know," she said, "you never told me what you were really called." He blinked, and then, for the first time, spoke aloud, his voice like the rush of lava under ice. "My name is V.A. Sarek, guardian of the ninth flame." Jessa grinned. "That's a lot to write on your food bowl." He huffed smoke and nudged her with his snout, and from deep in his chest, a soft, seismic chuckle rumbled. 9, the cleanest dragon in the galaxy. By the end of the 3rd month, reports called him a relic, a threat, a marvel. But to the workers of Sector 9 Kelta, he was Jessa's dragon. Polished, pampered, restored. Clean not just of grime, but of shame, of silence, of being forgotten. And somewhere in the stars, the Dominion stirred. Their ancient weapon had awakened, but he was no longer theirs. He had been washed, rebuilt, and claimed by a human with rough hands, an iron spine, and a stubborn streak wider than a canyon. And that made all the difference.